Hello, all. This is David Martin, psychotherapist and LMFT with Illuminated Pathways here with another video for you all. I wanted to invite you all, and I'm glad you clicked on this video, to uh, a new mini series of YouTube videos on on firearm safety and looking at family systems and looking at that piece of it and also the trauma component of it. Um, And I'm hoping that this all helps you. So the name of this video today is, it talks about firearm safety with families without shame or politics. So let me start with a story for you all. Recently, I was sitting with a family in my office, a good family, loving parents, teenagers trying to figure out life, and they're going through a really stressful season. Arguments were increasing, emotions were high, and everyone felt on edge. At one point, the mom looked at me and said almost nervously, "We have firearms in the home. Should we be worried?" And the room went completely silent, not because anyone was angry, but because not because anyone was unsafe, but because they didn't know how to talk about it. They didn't want to be judged. They didn't want to feel lectured, and they didn't want the conversation to turn political. They just wanted to keep their family safe. That moment is exactly why I'm making this video. Today, we're going to talk about how families, schools, and communities can have honest, respectful conversations about firearm safety, especially during times of emotional stress, without shame, without blame, and without turning it into a political argument. Why this conversation matters. Here's the reality. Access to firearms combined with emotional distress can increase risk. That's not a political statement. That's a safety statement. And as a licensed marriage and family therapist, my role isn't to tell families what to believe. My role is to help them stay safe during hard seasons of life. Most safety risks don't happen because someone is a bad person. They happen because a normal family goes through an abnormal amount of stress, especially in this day and age. Situations like divorce, depression, teen conflict, grief, financial pressure, socioeconomic issues, trauma, generational trauma passed from one generation to the next, folks that are oppressed and that are underserved in underserved communities, especially in the metropolitan areas, are all real. And when emotions run high, good people sometimes make impulsive decisions. So, how I approach this as a therapist. When I bring up this topic with families, I don't start with roles, I start with care. I might say something like, given what your family is going through right now, let's talk about ways to make the environment as safe as possible for everyone. That one sentence changes everything. It makes the conversation about protection, not punishment. So let's talk about practical, respectful safety steps. Here are the kinds of options I explore with families. Using locked gun safes, storing firearms and ammunition separately, limiting access during high stress periods, creating clear family agreements about who can access what, considering temporary off-site storage if someone in the home is struggling emotionally. None of that is about talking about taking sides. It's about reducing risk during difficult moments. And most families respond really well to this when it's presented respectfully. So it's all about making this culturally responsive. Different families have different relationships with firearms. That's the reality of it. Let's be real here. For some families, guns are part of culture, tradition, protection, recreation, or professional identity. So these conversations have to be culturally responsive. This means listening first, respecting values, avoiding judgment, partnering instead of preaching. This is at the micro level, folks, starting with you as a family. And hopefully, this expands into a macro level, into the community, government, city. Safety planning works best when families feel understood, not criticized. So let's talk about when the conversation becomes urgent. There are times when this conversation needs to move from important to immediate. For example, if someone in the home is severely depressed, if there are threats of harm, if conflict is escalating quickly, if a teen or adult is emotionally out of control. In those moments, temporary changes in firearm access can literally save lives. Talking about that early before a crisis makes all the difference. So keep in mind that when I talk about other things too, and I'm going to get more into this, is, folks will talk about managing their anger. Oftentimes, anger management is at a surface level. Oftentimes, there's something deeper in there other than just dealing with the anger. More often than not, individuals or families are dealing with generational trauma, right? So, again, generational trauma that's passed it down from one generation to the next, and which have the family belief system that guns solve everything, right? I need gun for protection. I need gun to have power. I need guns to be able to. It's so much part of a cultural norm that folks don't think anything different about it, right? This is just how life is. I've always had a gun. I hear it all the time, right? But again, the big thing is having a discussion around it and again talking about the elephant in the room. So the family I mentioned at the beginning decided together to use a gun safe and temporarily store ammunition separately while they work through their stressful season and situation. No one felt judged, no one felt attacked. They just felt safer. Nobody's taking your gun away. It's still there. It's just, we just got to be safe about it. And sometimes safety isn't about big dramatic interventions. It's about small, respectful conversations that protect the people we love. So in this video, I hope it was beneficial to you all to talk about this important subject that often does not get talked about. It's such a big part of our political climate right now about gun safety. It's always an issue, right? And again, it's not about taking away guns. It's about having a conversation around this, about being safe and being practical here, right? So I want you to please like and subscribe and share if this video impacted you in any way, or if there's someone in your family or life that may benefit from this video. Um, so I want you to all check out my other videos on here, and I'll be doing some other videos around this subject as well. This is the first in a series. Um, Please do check out my contact information below if you like what you see here. In the kind of work that I do with the clients that I work with the families that I work with, and again, I hope this video benefited you all, and I will see you all on the next video.